Good morning. How's everyone today? As I notice, no one's here yet, so we'll give it a few minutes. I think I came on a few minutes early. So we've had the whole hurricane since we were all together, and we were very blessed. We lost our electricity for a couple days, maybe 2.5. And we did have the wind, and we have video of the lake and how it almost looked like a snowstorm coming across. But this is Indian land, and that's what they said, and the water didn't show anywhere standing. So the land took the water. Good morning, Christina. And yes, we are back and we're safe. I mean, we didn't leave here, but so we didn't have to worry about our car getting damaged, or it was pretty much just like the day before, but the wind had stopped. So it was, that wind was fierce, I will say. We've had, I think, 3 trees down, and that was all interesting, but has nothing compared to what the people in southern Florida are experiencing. I haven't really seen, if we go out, things look pretty normal. Every once in a while we'll see a tree down, and we're up by Bradenton, Sarasota. So I don't know and haven't seen them show how Tampa and that area is. I'm assuming the funnel pulled the water out of all the beaches here. So that prevented the most horrible thing that happened down below to happen here. So I thought hello, Christina, how are you doing? The best thing for us to do, good morning, Kathy, is for us to do some prayers for those who are in Florida. We went to Whole Foods yesterday. We had to refill everything in our refrigerator. And we passed this Route 70 sign. And I said, isn't that interesting? I know where I lived in Indiana, we had a Route 70. We had conversation for a few moments, my husband and I. And then we are watching video of down south, and they say that Route 70 down there is 20 feet deep before you'll find it. So those things are a little challenging to embrace of how bad it is. Good morning, Anik. Thank you. Yes, we had a few intense days. We do not ever want to go without electricity again. But it was an experience that really made you think, what's really important to me? Who haven't you told you love them that you ought to? We had people check in with us, but they also would have friends in Naples or down at Fort Myers, and certainly they're doing much worse than we are, pretty much back to normal. And we're very grateful, and all we can acknowledge is that we're very blessed. So, words yesterday I heard is it's going to take, they don't know how long to, if ever, to get Sanibel and Fort Myers back. And it's interesting, we used to go and do meditation retreats at Sanibel for like 2-3 weeks. So we love it there. And to imagine that beauty and ambiance of just pure clarity is gone, or gone to the effect of how we knew it, is amazing. Good morning, Cavell. And so as I was sitting certainly quietly for a lot of meditations that had intense visuals of colors, lime green And you know that lime green is the highest vibrational healing light that can come in. And it was about healing hatred. If we could do nothing but heal hatred, we would bring such a forward movement into our earth. So in some way, assuming, who am I to assume, but everyone can understand somewhere in their life that hatred touches them, whether they observe it or perhaps sometimes even feel it. But we need to work on, because remember, the earth is within us. And if we can heal it within us, just like the Ho'oponopono, then we can offer it to heal it to the earth. So I did see, I'm sure you've all seen the one man asking, where's the help? Where you at? Come help me. And it makes you wonder what his life was really like. And I send him blessings and open my heart and just send the love as much as I can. Because it's sad to know a lot of them don't have a home anymore. And perhaps worked all their lives for those homes. And I think what Douglas and I became aware of is not about what you have, but it's about embracing who you are. No one can ever take that from you. No storm, no person, no experience can take from you who you are. And it's in that love that you've discovered that the next step shows itself. So that's what I think for us. We should attempt to, not that we're even saying it to people, they might think we're crazy, but hold that for them and radiate that pink light from our heart, green light, knowing that there's a quickening. So let's go into our hearts for a moment. And when we're done, we'll do our mantra. And we're going to activate that green light of the chakra of the heart and let it start to accelerate and spin very quickly. And then from up in the crown, from our God knowingness, that all things are as they're meant to be, and we don't always understand why. Bring that down into this heart energy. And let the two of them become like a ribbon, the pink and the green. And if it shows itself to you, let it be the beautiful lime, vibrational, healing light that's just beyond words. And then begin to radiate it. We'll all sit above the earth in a circle with white chairs, and we'll let our circle, as we all hold hands, and let that circle of light that we're sending to the earth via that pink and emerald green light to love all things. Because we know that if there's something that's so terrible and we start to love it, it begins to melt and things can move quicker. So we want to help remove all the things that might stop things from being easy or quick or not able to be discovered how. You know, what do you think that means? That the place of the land of Sanibel is severed from Fort Myers. I can remember years and years ago, we used to go stay at a friend's condo there. And in the beginning, we were a little hesitant because it was a little rickety how it was. And then the last few times we had went, it became like a superhighway, which is now severed. So we have to take a look at it, and where is that within ourselves we're severed, that we're not reaching, that we're not creating a bridge for ourselves to walk over, to become more, to understand that greater love, that is that green and pink in union that just touches everything. Is it an immaculate moment that will make a change? No, it's consistency. It may, but I'll say the greater thing would be the consistency of being able to hold a new awareness and a higher consciousness of what your truth is about your love. We need to remember not to have it be that it's a home that makes us love, or the boat, or the car. It's just not. And this was the simple awareness that became more and more stronger to us as we sat here in our quiet state, that not even each other, because our wholeness of our life has come for individual purpose, and the fulfillment and the discovery of the self is truly the search as you move forward and continue your journey that you're going to discover is really what will bring peace and harmony and upliftment and to you. So it's these things I would like for us to attempt to not only give ourselves as we radiate this pink and lime green light down upon the earth and down upon the state of Florida, and maybe you can think of other states in the world, over into Ukraine, over into Russia. Let's not forget Russia. It needs it most of all. Yes. For remember, we cannot be that whom holds hate. We must become that which holds love and acceptance, knowing that even in the disturbance of how people act and demonstrate, somewhere inside them is the flame of love that they were given to at the time of their origination. So we of all people must remember this. And we will be sad into the elemental kingdom that suffered also. But we know from past experiences it will regain itself quickly. But was it tired of being that which was for so many people, just like perhaps how Mother is starting to feel tired? We need to stop. We need to stop. You know the old saying, smell the roses. Perhaps it's stop and love yourself. Love, and let that love register out into the world in all and many ways. There's so many we could just keep talking about them, right? Those who need a greater sight, or a healthier heart, or greater physical body and movement, hands that are more functional, all the things that during the lifetime begin to, for some people, get tighter and sore and less flexible. All these things about us as an individual light is what we wish to have become pure, flexible, igniting, expandable, touching with the love that is that is completely forgiving. Let's let that go and let it be a continual. Not that it's going to drain you. It's not a cord. It's just an offering of love. Offering love can never drain you. Only when you want something back for it. Then that would be a cord. So perhaps this is a great opportunity for you yourself as an individual to discover, where do you want something back? Is there somewhere? Or are you ready just to be what it is? Wake up and accept the day. Live through the day in acceptance. And go to sleep at night in gratitude for all that came, for all that is, and all that will be. Yes. And what do we do? How do we help? There's many ways. But for me, from within the heart that I hold, it is the most help for me to pray and to be able to share throughout and to wherever it is I'm being told and suggested to. That is where I sit now. And I send love, as I send love to all of you, to have you help find the strength, that brave one, the will to do, the will to find a different level of love inside of yourself, so that you may find the harmony and peace that is just waiting for you to acknowledge it. For it is there. The peace is there. And the fulfillment has always been there. Very good. I feel a lot of light on its way down to the hearts that are broken. And we want to remind them, no need to be a broken heart. No need. Christ is our greatest example. All that happened and was taken from him, he did not become broken. He became fulfilled. He became all that there is, a wondrous brother to all of us. So let's make choices that are based in love. All right. Oh, more people are here. Good morning, Barbara. Marby. Let's see. Anyone else here? So I hope you got to be a part of our prayer this morning. Very good. So let's do our mantra. All right. And as we speak it, see how much more you can own it. I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. Take a breath and let it move through the depth of the cells within our own experience of light. And let there be freedom, movement, and blessings. Those were the main words that were on our lips all weekend. And when the electricity went on here, we all ran out and everybody yelled in happiness. And it was an interesting behavior because in the humanness, it seemed to take away so many things. Like we got to where we really had no food to eat, and it wasn't going to be till the next day. And the next day we found there was nothing open to go buy food. So, yeah, hunger, food. We're so used to those, commodities that what is it and why in this day and age would that happen to people? And yet we're seeing even so much more beyond that. And believe me, we know we're blessed that we weren't in any of that kind of energy. That I give many blessings to those people. We have one person that's over, doing a lot of world traveling. So we send blessings to her also, because the world is certainly becoming a different place than what you or myself have lived over the years. It's and do I watch the news? I do, because it's how I help. If that's not for you, that's fine. But you will come to a place of surrender, of so owning yourself that you're not like empathic and affected by what's on the news, but become one of God's helpers and send the light to those who need it, the comfort, the understanding that there's always an answer. There's always another way. I saw this one older couple in the back of their car with the back up. They're sitting there. They had evacuated to Fort Myers in a hotel from Sanibel. And they said, well, we're here. The room has no water. The hotel has no food. And there is no electricity. And here we are. So for me, I blessed them because they had each other and they weren't alone in a situation. There's many who are alone and don't even know where their family is. But I ask with great gentleness for God to find a way to help them. I don't need to know. You don't need to know, because we do know that God will. And for whatever reason that it came to all those that it touched, we don't need to understand it. We always know that in every lesson, there is a light in shining armor that will show itself. And then we'll go, oh, if I hadn't had that happen, that's going to be the big saying. Now, if that hadn't happened, whatever it is would never have happened. So sometimes we get stuck, you know. We become too used to how it is. We're not growing. Not to say that that's a situation, but in our personal journey, it is. It's how it happens. So we have to be in acceptance of every day, in every way, and putting one foot in front of another. It is the only way to go. And when you know that God will carry you if you can't do it yourself, He will hold your hand if you can walk, and He will be proud of you and express the light before you if you are strong and courageous. So we got it all covered. There's nothing to worry about, you know. So I wish for all of you, if anyone has a question, you can ask me, who, when you see one of these information updates or whatever, send your light and offer them blessings. They will feel it. They will begin to not feel as alone. Believe me, if you can open up your heart and freely give it, people will feel it even though you're not there with them. So, any questions for me today? I'm glad to see so many of you here. I thought that one day this week I'll play the bowls to let those angels reach out to people. Sending light and love in shining armor. I love that. Oh, I was reading two different ones and it jumped. Let me see. Sending light and love to those suffering because of the storm. Well, not just because of the storm. It's because of their life and where they're at. There's a lot to discover about all that. It's not only going to take time to rebuild the physical, but what I'm talking about is the inner part of the soul that perhaps feels lost and doesn't know what it all means. And what do I do now? Where do I go? I heard it a lot. I have nothing. It's all gone. And if we can help those people understand first and foremost, they have not lost everything. They still have father and mother. They still have a union with all of us. And if they can open their hearts to wonder, where is that feeling of comfort coming from, they might discover it within themselves. Okay? And Jacqueline, good morning. It says, did you say a light and shining armor? I love that. Well, you know, all the masters, Saint Germain, the Rose of Light, all have armors of light that they wear. And there's a point in time when you learn to begin to see everything shining and glowing, no matter what it is. This is a huge shift. Not only we can take it from the individual to families, to cities, to counties, to the state, and for all the humanity all around the world that are watching it. It's an opportunity of growth. We don't have to know why it happened. It did happen. And what to do with it is to glean from it something that will help you and help you help others. The understanding that, the earth is God's land, the promised land. Going to Sanibel, if you've never been there, was like the promised land. It was like an Eden. And they had a place where all the animals and all the birds and everything you could drive through. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Every day after we would meditate at 4 o'clock, we'd all go down the beach. It would be so quiet, so large, hardly anybody there. I don't even remember the time of year we would go. But it was just very healing to the soul. And if you got in the water, you felt like you were floating in light. Because we had done a lot of meditation, and that's the part of you that you were feeling at that point. So, beautiful place. But Eden was a beautiful place too. And it changed. But it's a lesson that everybody has learned. So let's see what evolves within yourself. And all of us as a group. What is love really about? Remember, we started with that question the first day I started here. This is going to develop a deeper, deeper love inside of you. Believe me, for you and for God. Because there comes a point that can be where there's nothing else. And yet it is all of else. And that's what we forget. All right. Any other questions? And another thing about Enlightened Shining Armor, anytime you do a healing, there's a resolution where it's illuminated. And it brings a different level of illumination into your field, into the 144,000 parts of you. You become more that higher consciousness. And that is what it's about. So, any comments, questions? Let's see, today's Monday. So we have Tuesday, Jesus Comes Wednesday, and Thursday. I haven't heard of any anticipated storms this week. Okay, so I want you to think about all the things I mentioned today about yourself and how you love yourself. And how when you do bring God in and Mother and you walk with that knowingly in your heart, how different life is. I know it's true. So if you're not feeling that, then you need to pray a little deeper, meditate a little quieter, and you will find it. Yes. And we should call in all the helpers of light to help clean that mess up so people can find their way. Maybe there'll be a different way of doing it. Someone told me yesterday, I guess, that they had to burn the wreckage of Katrina. I don't know. This seems so much different in those large boats. My goodness. It helps you understand the power of God when you can see the power of the wind and the water. And how heavy. A man had 4,000-ton thing in his driveway. And it was from down the road. That's a huge amount of force in the range of the water. So we're wanting to bring all that into love. And having sweet dreams and blessings for who all of you are, and you're here. Was anybody here in Florida also? Or just us crazy people? You know, and it is interesting that it was Tampa, 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 and then all the water pulled out of Tampa. It was the bottom of the bay was there. Amazing. Here it's Indian land. So they've known through the years they've never had any problem here. So I'll be also grateful for that. I happen to be a part of the whole. All right. So I'm going to leave you to your busy day and hopefully contemplate what we're talking about here. Hold your hearts higher. And remember, we are all one. So all of those people are within us. All right. Thank you, Annie, for showing up today. And my love and blessings to all of you. And probably tomorrow we'll let the bulls sing and hear in their beautiful voices to remind you even more of the light of God and how powerful He is. Many blessings.